Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to a brand new Wild Rift video. Now we finally reached Challenger. Took me a bit longer than what I thought, to be fair, after the really rough start of the season that we had. For those of you that didn't know, I started off in Diamond 4, I think it was, because I ended last season in Grandmaster. But we kept on demoting, we tilt queued, but I didn't let it get to me too much. Yesterday we pretty much grinded the whole day, that's why there was no streams. There was no YouTube videos yesterday, because we had the ESL game in the evening. I decided to grind the whole day yesterday, played with Vic Scoundrel and Keys, and I got myself back to Challenger. So, happy days. I'm glad that I can be back among the best. And now I can finally get the rewards as well for Challenger at the end of the season. As you can see by my match history, if I get rid of the custom games from the ESL yesterday, we're on a quite big win streak, as you can see. A lot of Ezreal being played, and I'll show you guys an Ezreal gameplay today. We played one Jinx Lulu game as well, but most of them were all Ezreal and Janna games. Keys was talking to me about the Ezreal Janna combo being a really strong combo, so we gave it a try and it worked out really well. Obviously, they're both super safe champions. You can get a lot of bonus AD from Janna. I think Janna is still one of the best supports at the moment for sure. Ezreal up there as well as one of the best AD carries. And taking a look at my other stats as well, not really something to be proud of, to be fair, but 51% win rate is not the worst, but it's also not the best. I like to keep it around the 55% mark, but obviously the rough start of the season kind of hit us a little bit. Looking at Season 2 stats, only 48% win rate on Kai'Sa. We actually got a negative win-loss ratio on Kai'Sa, which is not that great. Obviously, Ezreal's still doing really well. Jinx, Jhin, Zai doing okay as my best champion. Kind of a 50% win rate there. Corki doing pretty well, 7 wins, 3 losses. We've got the Malphite in there as well, and then the rest of them are all just 1s and 2s. So you can see that most of the time I play Xayah, Kai'Sa, and Ezreal, and they're like my 3 most played, with like Jinx, Jhin, and Corki just behind as well. As mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at an Ezreal game today. I'm going to quickly show you the build. Obviously, this is a build. You got Manamune, you got the Trinity Force. You got the Blade of Rune King in there as well, the Mortal Reminder, and the Maw of Malmortius last item. Now, I mentioned before, but Maw of Malmortius, the last item, doesn't need to be your last item. It could be Guardian Angel, it could be Death Stance, just depending on who you're against. The best thing to do, though, the best advice I would give for Ezreal, is when you start off the game, the best thing to do is just to buy the tier of the Goddess. Now, after you buy just the tier, after that, you then want to buy the Sheen. So let me get rid of these for you. So this is the build path that I go. So I go Tear of the Goddess as the first item. Then after that, I go for the Sheen. And then I finish off the Manamune. So that's how my build looks at the start of the game. You got the Tear and you got the Sheen. And then after that, I move my Tear into the Manamune. So, Sheen allows you to get a nice proc off, especially on your first ability. Obviously, using ability causes the next attack used within 10 seconds to deal bonus physical damage. But the good thing is that your first ability with Ezreal counts as an auto attack. So if you land your first ability, you're just going to be dealing bonus physical damage. So it's really important to get Sheen early on, especially when you're trading in lane and everything. And then after that, obviously, you have the Manamune in there for you as well, to keep that stacking up. The reason why you upgrade this to Tear of the Goddess is because it allows you to get more stacks and it allows you to stack quicker. So it's really important to get Tear first. So you start with the Mana Crystal, you then get Tear after that plus your Sheen. Most of the time you get them 2 on your second back, and then when you go back again you get the Manamune. And obviously after all of that you get your Manamune, you get your Trinity Force. And then for the boots, most of the time I like to go Gluttonous Greaves, but you can go defense boots with obviously the boots upgrade, best being probably Zhonya's Hourglass. You can even go teleport boots if you want to, but probably the best one is Zhonya's Hourglass. And then obviously you have the Blade of the Rune King in there for you as well. So this is the best build by far in my opinion. Just remember that build path, as I said at the start of the game. It will help you out a lot. Obviously runes has not really changed that much. I went for Conqueror. Joey, who is another AD carry, he was talking to me about Hunter Vampirism on Ezreal, so I've given it a bit of a try. I do like to sometimes play Champion on Corki as well. I guess it really depends on the matchup, and it depends if I know I'm going to die a lot, then obviously Hunter Vampirism is a better and scaling rune. But both are really, really good. Obviously, you get quite a lot of life steal anyway with Ezreal, with your Gluttonous Greaves and your Blade of the Ruin King. But obviously, Hunter Vampirism also gives you bonus AD. Got regeneration in there for you as well. Obviously, when you're low on mana, it's really good to regen that mana, so you can keep spamming your abilities and keep stacking that tier. And obviously, regens health as well. And the mana for the band is just really good, just to get that extra bit of damage on top of the mana immune, because obviously the more mana you have, the more damage you get from mana immune, and also you get extra mana as well, so you can keep spamming your abilities. And then flash and barrier obviously as the spells as well. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into a replay, talk you through Ezreal and talk you through a few tips and tricks and everything. Hopefully you will enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. You're going to be jumping into the replay here. Keys played Nami, and I played Ezreal. Obviously got Excalibur in the game as well, playing his OTP Garen. And then we've got, obviously we're against the Jhin Alistar on the other hand. So this game is a little bit rough for us, to be fair. The Jhin Alistar is not really the best combo to go up against. It's quite an aggressive combo. But definitely early on, we can definitely use the aggression from Nami and from Ezreal before Alistar hits level 2 and hits his combo to try and get that advantage early on. But as you can see, I start with the Mana Crystal. And as you can see, as soon as I buy the Mana Crystal, I use my Q straight away. And you can see the tier stacks just underneath here where my mouse is how many stacks I have. So you'll see this go up throughout the whole game. And you'll be able to see that obviously you get to your mana immune upgrade at around about 8 or 9 minutes into the game, sometimes before if you can as well. I mean, Keys getting into lane early is really important to get a nice early lane lead. Sorry about that. Obviously, me using my Q to hit the enemies is really, really important. Try and get an early poke damage. We probably could have been a little bit more aggressive early on. Tried to maybe camp them in the bush and tried to get a little bit of poke damage off. Actually, only laning phase is not really too bad, to be fair. Jhin obviously pushes a lot, as you all know. Jhin is one of my favourite champions, so I pretty much know Jhin in and out, to be fair. But Jhin can definitely push really, really well, especially when he hits level 2. He can use the traps, he can use his Q to push down the wave. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to basically counter push. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not underneath the tower, and we can still contest in terms of, you know, when Scuttle Crab comes around, when Jarvan rotates and everything as well, which is really, really important. As you can see, I'm not really worried about like my mana or anything. I'm just spamming my Qs as much as I can, obviously trying to get as much poke damage off. This normally works better if I have champion, if I can get more damage. Unfortunately, I get caught here. A little bit of an overstep by me. I had to use my barrier there as well. And obviously, I missed my Q. And I walk up to a Jhin 4 shot. So not really the best of trades, to be fair. Yasuo, unfortunately, gets a kill mid lane. Yeah, not the best of trades. I should have really backed off there when I got stunned by the Jhin, and obviously comboed by the Alistar. I had to blow my barrier early on, but to be honest, it's not that bad, to be fair. I don't really think anything is going to really come of it. Jarvan's here as well, so I'm kind of baiting the Alistar to jump in. Really, really nice ultimate by the Jarvan, and we get a nice and quick, easy kill. So it's a good thing here that I actually stepped up. The only reason that I stepped up is I knew that Jarvan was in the bush. So I'm kind of baiting the enemy bot lane, obviously the Alistar, to engage, because I knew that Jarvan's going to come and you know, gank us and help us out, which is really, really nice. So getting that nice early lead is really, really important. Obviously getting that early Hunter Vampirism stack as well, which is really, really nice. We're 500 gold down at the moment, but we're not in a bad spot, to be honest. I think when I go back here, hopefully I get my tier and my sheen, I think. Oh yeah, I got 2,200 gold. I didn't realize the gold was there. But as you can see, I buy the sheen, I buy the tier of the goddess, and I get an extra longsword. This is the combo that I was talking about just before. Tier of goddess, you keep on stacking it up. As you can see, as I walk into lane, I'll be spamming my abilities. Keep stacking up the tier of the goddess. Sheen is obviously, as I said, really good. It allows you to get the bonus damage. You can probably see here. Yeah, you can see here with the bonus damage from Sheen that you get. And I've got the extra longsword in there as well. But as you can see, you get 7 stacks every single time, with the maximum capacity being 700. So once I get to 700 stacks, I can get the mana immune upgrades. But you're able to get more stacks after you get the mana immune. But it's just really important to get the early sheen early on. just so you can kind of contest and kind of make sure that you get that extra damage in the lane phase when pushing, when fighting, everything like that pretty much. As you can see, I'm trying to poke out the Alistar and the Jhin here. Nothing crazy happening here. I think they're trying to be a little bit aggressive on keys, trying to get a bit of an advantage there. I don't know why I keep yawning today. Even though I had a pretty decent sleep, I'm actually feeling a lot better now. So I don't know why I keep yawning today. But it's just the life, I guess, of COVID and staying at home. But yeah, now we're just playing a bit safe. Obviously, the dragon is up at the moment, but we don't really know where their jungler is. We know that Alistar walked to the river, so we can kind of walk up a little bit. Jhin is really hard to try and engage on because he can do a lot of damage. The only way you can actually take advantage, as I accidentally missed Cannon Minion, the only way you can really take advantage of Jhin is when he uses his force shot and then he's reloading. That's the only time you can really engage. They go really, really aggressive here onto the Jarvan. You see how I'm waiting my ulti here? I'm mainly waiting for my ultimate because of the Yasuo. And now I use my ultimate now because the Yasuo uses Wind Wall. And then we're able to clean up with the Katarina as well. Like Scoundrel comes in and gets that nice and easy kill. But you see there how I waited for my ultimate? Because I know they have a Yasuo on the enemy team. And I know that they use their Wind Wall. So if I used my ultimate there, it would have been a complete waste. So all I was doing was I was staying back. I was using my abilities to just poke down the enemies. And I was making sure that I could just dish out as much damage as I can. Obviously staying on the tower to make sure that the tower can help me in terms of damage. And then using my ultimate right at the end on top of the Katarina ultimate allows us to get a few kills. Plus we get the dragon as well. And now we're in a really, really good spot. Obviously here we got the Manamune now. Now the Manamune, as I said, you get more stacks. And now I get 10 stacks every single time instead of 7 now. Obviously I still have the Sheen in here. And then I've got another longsword as well. The longsword helps us build into the Trinity Force, which will be the next item. But this is definitely the best build path to go at the moment with Ezreal. As you can see now, we could just play really, really aggressive now. I got my Manamune, I got my Sheen, and we're in a really, really strong spot now. We can pretty much win any single fight. Keys does really, really well there with the Nami ulti, and we're able to use our Essence Flux, our second ability, and our third ability to get that easy proc on the Essence Flux, and get that nice, quick, and easy double kill. And obviously the first tower of the game as well. So we're a nice 3k gold lead. Here, if this was like competitive or anything, we would probably lane swap now to go and get the Rift Herald. I'm not too sure if we actually do or not. I think we do. Actually 100% sure what I do here. I can't really remember. I think I just catch the top wave because I think that Jhin might still be top. Because there's 2 people bot lane, but I realize that Jhin is mid lane. So yeah, and then I move to mid lane, yeah. So I'm kind of just making sure I match Jhin, because I don't want Jhin to get free farm in the top lane and get that free tower. So I'm just making sure that I can get, obviously I'm a little bit unlucky there, trying to go onto the Jhin. Key's going a little bit ham, going a little bit crazy. Maybe I could have followed up there. Jhin with the ultimate, trying to kill off me, but unfortunately misses because I'm able to dodge with my E. We could have probably killed the Jhin there if I played a little bit more aggressive, but I just didn't really want to take any tower shots and go on the tower because we're so far ahead anyway, so we could just use that pressure to keep getting the towers and keep pressuring in terms of minions. But we're able to pressure the mid tower. It's quite a huge wave in the top lane. I probably should have gone top lane here to try and get this really, really big fat wave in the top lane. It's about a wave and a half, which is quite a lot of gold that we're going to be missing out on here in the top lane. I think Katarina eventually goes up, but she's probably going to miss most of the minions, to be fair. So it's a little bit unfortunate. As you can see now, I got my Phage, I got my Dagger to go into Trinity Force, and I got my Gluttonous Greaves. Evelyn tries to walk up for some strange reason, but we're able to easily get the Rift Herald here, which is really, really nice. I don't think I needed to E over the wall there. A little bit of an int why I E'd over the wall. I think I had to flash back away. Yes, Keys does really, really well here with the Nami wave, being able to get onto the Yasuo. I'm able to get a nice, I say quick and easy double kill, but I did kind of int a little bit. Now here's where I know they're both in the bush, so I'm trying to poke them with my Q, and I dodge the Jhin W, go back in, get the nice little double kill, And then that's our unofficial quadra kill. So I kind of entered a little bit, Ian into the Rift Herald bush over here. So I had to kind of flash back out. Then after that, we did really, really well. We were able to obviously kite back, make sure that they can't do any damage. And that's the main thing with Ezreal. You don't really auto-attack with Ezreal. Your main source of damage is from your abilities. So the best thing you can do is kind of stay back, poke with your abilities, use Nami to help you out as well. Obviously, Keys did really well there against the Yasuo. Hit the bubble, hit the Nami wave, really, really good chain CC. And as you can see, at this point of the game, you're pretty much unstoppable. I got the Mana Immune fully upgraded. As you can see there, it's now the Mirror Mana. I've got the Trinity Force. I've got the extra Vamp Scepter as well. I kind of went a little bit too ham here, but at the same time, I kind of baited their whole team. Not really intended, but as you can see, I'm kind of like playing a little bit aggressive. Kind of limit testing a little bit. I'm using my E forward. This is kind of one of the main mistakes I make on Ezreal, is that I try and E forward and I try and play a bit aggressive. Because I know that obviously I'm really strong like that. I pretty much just one-shot the Jhin when he was half HP. But I do make the mistakes like that, and I think that's one mistake that people should definitely keep their eyes on with Ezreal. Now, obviously, your third ability has a really, really long cooldown, so it's really important to make sure that you kind of use your third ability defensively and don't use it as aggressively. As you see, Yester's trying to jump in there and trying to actually save them, but unfortunately you can't do that. But I think the main thing to note is that with your third ability, you need to be careful if you're going to be using it aggressively. Obviously, make sure that you know that you can't get caught out. Obviously, a couple of times there, I did get caught out, and it happened a bit yesterday in the ESL games as well, where I E forward, and I realized that, oh shit, I'm in a really, really bad spot right now. So that's one of the main things that I think you should note with Ezreal, is that just play a bit safe, try not to go too aggressive, and you should be all good to go. Like I said, stay back, use your abilities, because that's your main source of damage. Now, once you get 3 items with Ezreal, once you get the Mirror Mana upgraded, once you get the Trinity Force, once you get the Blade Rune King, no one can kill you at this point, unless you do some crazy stupid plays like I do, which is like E forward and everything. But at this point, you can just stay back, you can use your abilities to poke, and you can just pretty much carry the whole game at this point. Obviously, you heal quite a lot now, because I got the Hunter Vampirism. I'm able to heal quite a lot with my abilities. Unfortunately, I die here to the Alistar. Evelyn did really, really well there to jump onto me. As you can see, they're doing all right. They're getting the double kills. They're getting a kill onto Alistar. And it's pretty straightforward from this spot. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate that I died right at the end there as well. But as you can see, the team was pushing into the base. And I think we pretty much win it from this point. I don't think we win it exactly at this point. But I think at this point, we realize that the game's pretty much over. There's not really much that they can do. The only problem is we didn't have any minions here. I think they were trying to end the game, but we couldn't. Or maybe we could end the game. I can't really remember, actually. Did we end the game here? Maybe we did end the game here. It's a bit of a close one. Katarina jumping in. Okay, we definitely didn't end the game here. We definitely didn't end the game there. Katarina went a little bit too ham with no minions under tower. Or under the Nexus, I should say, because obviously Nexus actually does damage in this game. But now my main purpose now is just to try and push in the sideways, try and get some towers, deny them obviously vision, and deny them some farm from the jungle. See, Yasuo went a little bit too aggressive here, but I think me and Jarvan tried to do something crazy here. I think they try and jump onto me here. No, I'm trying to remember what happens here. I think they try and jump onto me, but I just use my E to just back off. Use my ultimate quite well here to get quite a lot of damage. And as you can see, I'm keeping my distance, I'm using my abilities, and they can't really get onto me. There's nothing that they can do at all. As you can see at this point, Ezreal does so much damage with the Mana Immune, with everything else, and it's absolutely disgusting. And obviously GG, the game has ended. But very, very good game overall, just showing the strengths of Ezreal. Obviously you can play really, really defensive with Ezreal. The only downside I would say with Ezreal is that his early game is a little bit weak. As I said, if you can get ahead and if you can get them 3 items, even if you're even in terms of gold or even behind on gold, if you get to a point of the game where you have the Mirror Mana, you have the Trinity Force, you have the Blade Rune King, you're in a really, really strong spot. Obviously damage in the end, 26,000 damage, I think you can just see there. which is pretty awesome. And yeah, overall a pretty good game. MVP as well, and this is one of the games that obviously got me to Challenger. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown video. Sorry it wasn't an actual gameplay, so you can see what buttons I'm clicking at what time. Sorry, it's a replay. This was all off-stream games that I did yesterday. But I'm going to be streaming today. Obviously, make sure you check it out on my Twitch channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I will bring out a lot more content now in terms of Challenger gameplay and everything as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.